like the video if you support the message, or level up and subscribe.
Hey, it's Brian here, and in this video I'm going to say what's in my brain and in my heart. Stop trying to hold black people down. And I say that when I don't really like saying black people or white people, because I feel it unnecessarily divides and separates people, right? We're all a part of the human race, the same race. So I don't like doing that. But right now, black people in particular are specifically being targeted, and I'm not for that. And it may not be in the way you initially think. So it's like this. The media and a lot of people in power and people are just saying, you black person, you're disadvantaged, you're oppressed, you're a victim. You don't have that privilege that maybe white people have, all this stuff. And that's just so disempowering to me. It's fear mongering, and I'm not for that at all. You know, I've seen ads sometimes where it's like, the ad is literally saying, black people are scared to go outside because they're gonna get shot, right? Or like this CNN article I read literally said on the top, this is why black people should be scared. And I'm thinking like, according to whom? According to whom? Like, my son isn't gonna be scared. My son is not gonna be scared. You have to critically think about this and determine, like, why are they trying to persuade black people to be scared? Why are they trying to victimize them, to instill trauma in them, to persuade them that they're a victim, right? You gotta really think about that. And like, are there issues that black people face, or low income communities face, or inner cities face? Yes. And some of that is a direct effect from slavery and racist policies. But there's a way to address that without encouraging trauma and victimhood, right? A lot of the conversations I'm hearing are shallow, lazy, and unproductive. You have to have conversations about solutions to it. And I go into this in a skit I did on Positive News that I'll link below, where I go into solutions to certain things. And of course, I'm gonna go way deeper into this as the videos go along. And like, people just have to look at stuff as if they're telling this to a 7-year-old. To a 7-year-old. View the news and things you say from the eyes of a child. Do you want them to hear empowering or disempowering messages? Right? I want my child and all children, black children, to hear empowering messages, positive messages. Like, there are issues, right? But you can overcome that. And I'm not hearing that right now. I'm not hearing that. Instead, people are encouraging people to feel down and to stay down. And I'm not for that at all. I don't like that. A lot of adults, they put their own negative experiences onto their children, right? They experience trauma, so they put that on their children before they even experience that traumatic event. So that's just crazy to me. Especially with like phones nowadays too. Like, parents are doing it, but just teenagers themselves and kids, they're on their phone, they see social media, and a lot of the messages are just disempowering. So us as parents, you have to be conscious of that. And like, as the father to a mixed race child, and as a mentor to young people that are 100% black, I'm never going to encourage them to feel like a victim. I'm never going to do that, because I know how destructive that is. I don't want him focusing all his energies on this external nonsense that he can't control, right? Focus on what you can control, right? What are your goals? What's the excellence, that standard that you're trying to reach, and how can you get there, right? The media has black people focusing on all this negativity, right? And that's not productive at all. You got to focus on what you want to accomplish, right? An old quote is, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And black people right now are so heavily persuaded to think they can't. And I'm sick of that. I'm sick of that. And a lot of people I've noticed, they're just fake with it. They're fake. And this is very easy to spot. Because in one breath, they're saying Black Lives Matter, black excellence, which is great. But in the same exact breath, or the next breath, they're saying, you are a disadvantaged black person. You don't have it like these white people over here. Right? We need quotas for jobs because you can't make it on your own. And just all this disempowering talk. And look, you can't empower and disempower in the same breath. You have to choose one. Kids do not have selective hearing. They hear everything. Okay? And when 90% of the communication is negative, 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 you are disadvantaged, you are disadvantaged, they're going to think they're disadvantaged. They're going to view themselves as disadvantaged. Right? And I'm just so tired of that. I'm so tired of that. And an analogy that I made up, that I thought of, is a candle analogy. Right? The tragedy often is not the person directly blowing out the candle of a kid's dreams, but is the person telling the child that someone else is ready to pounce on their dream and blow out their candle. That's the true tragedy, right? It's like the whole talk about the bad stuff is worse than the actual bad stuff itself. And that's what I'm seeing right now. And I pray for future children out there 20 years from now that they don't have victim mentalities and think that they can't accomplish things because of this thing that's holding them back. I don't want that to happen. And it's like, look, no one will diminish my child's candle, right? That will shine, his ace's light will shine bright no matter what. He can accomplish anything that he wants in life. And if he encounters opposition or racist people, I want to give him the tools to overcome that. There's not enough talk on that right now. Viktor Frankl, I read his book, Man's Search for Meaning. He talked about the last of the human freedoms was his mindset during the concentration camps. Everyone in his family died, including his kids. He was tortured, but psychologically he overcame that. He didn't view himself as a victim. He viewed himself as a victor, and he overcame that. That's the message we have to give to our children right now and black people, and I'm just not seeing that at all. And I hate this whole we as black people are scared thing that I see sometimes on CNN, MSNBC, that celebrities say. Now look, LeBron James said this in an interview, and look, LeBron James is a good dude. He's a great role model. I think he genuinely wants to help black people, but he's brainwashed. And dude, LeBron, I don't think he's gonna be watching this, but I wish he was. You're going about it the wrong way. And everyone in your corner that thinks like I do, they're cowards for not telling you the truth. Because if they truly care about black people, they would tell you the truth. You do care about black people, LeBron, but you're going about it the wrong way. And I hate that. You have to understand, LeBron, and people that say we as black people are scared and all this nonsense. A 7-year-old is watching you. A 7-year-old and a child is watching you say this on national TV. And they're not scared. But then they see you say that we should be scared, and like, ooh, I should be scared. You're encouraging fear, which is so backwards. That's the last thing as a father I want my child to have is fear. That's the last thing. So why is it so backwards right now? I'm just so confused. I'm so confused by this. And it's like, man, like most people in power, they want you to stay down, right? And if they don't, they're just brainwashing other people to go along with it, like LeBron James. Seriously, that's what's going on. And people, they keep on saying like white supremacists are bringing you down and all this stuff. I'm thinking like, look, I'm in Philadelphia. Where are the white supremacists? Like, are they all hiding in their mama's basement or something? If there was one white supremacist in Philly, believe me, they would be rooted out as they should. Like, it's just nonsense. It's just nonsense. Because guess what? The white racist and the white person you have to look out for is that white person saying all the time, "Ooh, I have white privilege. I have white privilege. I have white privilege." And you know, I want to help these black people, and they treat black people like children, and they have low expectations for black people, and they feel like they need them, right? I'm just sick of that. Like, that's the person you have to watch out for. Because guess what? Just by saying black person, you are disadvantaged, you are creating that disadvantage. I'm going to look out for that person with Ace fully. I'll look out for that person in my life. Okay? There's certain things where I'm tempted to feel like a victim on, especially my health issues. But I don't. I refuse that. I'm a victor. It doesn't bother me at all. I'm going through a lot right now. Fatigue right now. It's late at night. I'm tired. That doesn't matter. There's no excuses. I'm doing this video. Right? With anything in life, you have to have that mentality on things. You know, and a lot of times black people are encouraged to feel down, feel disempowered, and I just can't stand that. You know, people trying to hold back black people, they fall into 3 categories. So they're either evil, they're liars, or they're brainwashed. So the evil people, they like seeing black people hurt. They like seeing black people mad. And guess what? True white supremacists like Richard Spencer, they love what's going on in the media right now. They love that stuff coming out of celebrities' mouth. Like, oh, great. Black people are hurt. Black people are scared. I want this. And the media just keeps on rotting with it. And a lot of brainwashed celebrities and fake celebrities, they just keep on going along with it. So that goes to my next point. Some people are just liars. They're kind of using black people's fears to make money or for their own advantage or just to appear self-righteous, right? But the main category that most people fall under is they're just brainwashed. They're genuinely good people, but they're just brainwashed. So with black people, sometimes they're so key on convincing themselves they are disadvantaged and they are a victim. And it's just so crazy to me. Like, I'm gonna say something deep right now. It's like a slavery analogy, right? 1865, of course, slaves. There weren't any more slaves after that. So there's 2 things to keep in mind here. One is the idea that black people were slaves, but some thought they were free when they were actually still slaves, while others were actually free, but they were so attached to being a slave that they actually still thought they were a slave even though they were free. I'm seeing a lot of the same right now where people thinking they're disadvantaged when they're really not, right? The latter of that analogy is way more common than the former, and that's a deep statement. And a lot of white people are brainwashed in that they think they're an ally by encouraging black people to stay down, right? And they think it's the right thing to do by like making black people think they're oppressed. And you know, this is so mind-boggling backwards to me that it's crazy, right? And sometimes when you see a black person that feels empowered, like, ooh, I'm a victor, I can accomplish things, I'm confident, I have high self-love, high self-worth. Sometimes black people try to bring that person down, like, come on, man, there's obstacles over here that are bringing you down, right? Like this thing, or white people try to do that too. And it's so backwards to me. It's just so backwards. Like, again, are there issues that need to be addressed? Yes. But you don't need to encourage trauma and victimhood in someone to do it. You don't. And that's just crazy, man. I'm pointing that out in this video. This is coming right from my brain. Right from my brain. I'm not going to sugarcoat things because this is that important to me. This is a major thing that's going on that I'm noticing. And I want to be clear here too. I'm not shaming someone for feeling this way, right? If you're genuinely hurt, however it came about, I want to validate that. That's very important. I genuinely feel for you that you feel that way. But validation and encouragement are two different things, right? I do not encourage it. If I encourage it, then I sound like a white supremacist. I'll be like, oh yeah, it's black person. I'm just keep on feeling disadvantaged. Just keep on feeling like a victim. Like, no, don't feel like a victim, okay? Black excellence, you can do anything, okay? You got a lot of capabilities in you. Have high self-love, have high self-worth. You are not disadvantaged because of your skin color. That's the message that I've given to my child, and everyone should be given that message. And right now, it's just so backwards. It's just mind-boggling to me. It's just crazy. I mean, it's like sometimes on the media, they're acting like the KKK and racists are taking over, and it's just so weird to me. Like, look, I'm in Philadelphia. You know, racist cops, right? That's a hot topic right now. Are there racist cops? Yes. But any person in Philadelphia that says that they're scared of a cop shooting them is just lying, period. I can't remember a time that a cop shot someone committing a crime or not of any race in this city. I can't remember the time. Yet everyone knows every single day in the city there's blood on the streets, right? And the evil and brainwashed people don't care about that. Why? Because they don't care about black people. They want to see them stake down, so they don't care there's blood on the streets. They don't care that the education system is not up to par. They want you focusing on the most minuscule of details instead of the larger thing. And look, are people focusing on the major issues in the community, like inner city violence, like the education system, stuff like that? Yes. But it's this much instead of this much like it should be. And imagine if all these politicians and celebrities and stuff actually focus on that stuff. Think about all that progress, man, that people can have. We can uplift a lot of black people that way, a lot of people in general. But people aren't doing it. Why? Because a lot of people like seeing black people down. They want to hold you down. And I'm not for that. I can't stand that mentality. I can't stand that mentality. Every time I look on the news on this inner city violence thing, I see someone got shot in North Philly, somewhere and so, and I always read the article hoping that the name of my former student isn't on there. Okay, just on my blog last week, 4 people got shot. So this is very personal to me. Okay, the people I care about, obviously I'm more concerned about them getting shot up in the city than some white supremacist lurking in a corner somewhere. Like, come on. And again, I'm not saying be fearful of anyone, but I'm saying you need to put your concern and your focus to certain areas, and it's not there. So in the same way that people hold black people down by encouraging victimhood and trauma, they hold black people down by not focusing on the actual main issues in the community that need focus. Instead, they got you focusing on some other BS. So look, I'm just sick of that. I'm just sick of that. And it's like, look, there's so many sellout politicians, celebrities, and artists. It's just crazy. And some of them are brainwashed, so they're not all like intentionally trying to hurt black people, but a percentage is, and then the majority are brainwashed. So politicians, right? Some politicians, they prey on black people being scared. They prey on that, and they're like, I can save you. It's the bigotry of low expectations. I don't like Donald Trump or Joe Biden, but this is one reason I don't like Joe Biden. Because every time I turn on the TV, probably like half his ads are pretty much like, ooh, black people are scared. They're gonna get shot by someone, XYZ. But I'm here to save the day. Like, I can't stand that. I can't stand that. I can't stand that white person that's like, or black person think, ooh, I'm gonna save you from this. No. Look, I'm not trying to save you as a white person saying this. I'm just telling you the truth. Only you can save yourself. Okay, that's what you have to understand. And it's like, look, so many sellout artists, they perpetuate negative stereotypes and negative behaviors. Like, I don't know how in 2020 we still have rappers flashing guns on music videos and pointing their hand to the camera like it's a gun. I have no idea how that's going on when that rapper knows there's blood on the streets. You know why they're doing that? Because they don't care about black people. They don't give a about black people, but they act like they do. They're the real sellouts to the black community and to the human race by doing that. Cancel culture must have forgot about them. Ridiculous, man. I really hope politicians and celebrities, all these people with power and influence, just get their head out of their ass, because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I really am. And look, this video is just a snapshot of a lot of stuff, right? So I can't possibly go deep into all of these things in one video, but I will. I want to put this video out there right now because I'm just sick of it. I was planning on talking about all this stuff over the course of months and really going in depth with things in each video, which I still will. But I need to put this video out there because it's just getting to the point to be too much. It's just getting to the point to be too much with so many people trying to convince black people that they're disadvantaged, trying to keep them down. And I just can't stand that. I just can't stand that. The message we need to give to black people and all people was pretty much black excellence, human excellence. You can overcome whatever you're experiencing. You're a victor, not a victim. I can't stand this. Black people endured 400 years of slavery and more racism after that to overcome victimhood, to overcome it. And now the media and so many people are trying to get black people to go backwards to victimhood. Like, I cannot stand that. They're creating false narratives, distorting realities, and just encouraging unnecessary trauma and victimhood. And I can't stand that. I cannot stand that. All this progress in 50 years and the media is trying to start a race or a power war is mind-boggling to me. And you know, the title of the video, I said trying to keep black people down. I did not say they are. So differentiate that, right? It's not totally working. And make sure it doesn't work to you watching this if you're a black person. Don't let the media get you down. You can accomplish anything that you want. Your life matters, okay? You're powerful. You can accomplish anything you want. Don't let people tell you white people have privilege only because of their skin color. They don't. They don't, period. They don't over my son, that's for certain. And he's not going to grow up with a victim mentality on things. He's not. I'm not going to stand for that. He's going to have a healthy form of self-love and self-improvement. He's going to understand that he's going to be internally wealthy no matter what. And if he has that, he's going to be a victor no matter what. No one's going to convince him that he's a victim. And I hope you watching this think the same exact way and encourage other people in your corner to not try to hold black people down. I'm sick of that. So that's what's in my brain. What's inside yours?
Stay uplifted. Share the video, share the message.